Hey there. Have you ever wondered what would happen if Earth lost all its oxygen for just 5 seconds? It's a mind-bending thought experiment that can reveal a lot about how our world works. I know it sounds wild, but let's dive into it. Imagine the immediate effects and the chain reactions that would follow. First off, don't worry about holding your breath. Most of us could manage 5 seconds without any issue. Our bodies are quite resilient for such a short period. But here's where it gets interesting. The absence of oxygen would have some unexpected and dramatic consequences. You'd probably feel a weird sensation in your ears. This is because the air pressure would change slightly. Pressure would change slightly, but nothing too dramatic. It would be similar to the feeling you get when driving up a mountain or flying in an airplane. Now let's talk about structures around us. The buildings and infrastructure we rely on every day. Did you know oxygen acts as a binding agent in concrete? It's a crucial component that gives concrete its strength. Without it, concrete buildings would crumble into dust. Imagine the chaos of structures collapsing all around. Imagine skyscrapers just disintegrating. The skyline of every major city would be unrecognizable. And that's not all. The absence of oxygen would affect more than just buildings. Metals would fuse together. This is because oxygen normally forms a protective oxide layer on metals. Normally, an oxide layer prevents this, but without oxygen, it's like the metals are suddenly superglued. Imagine the implications for machinery and tools. Next up, the environment would take a serious hit. Our natural world is deeply interconnected with oxygen. Our ozone layer, which protects us from harmful UV rays, is made of oxygen. Without it, we'd be exposed to intense solar radiation. Without it, we'd all be dealing with severe sunburn in just a few seconds. And the sky? It would change dramatically too. It would get noticeably darker because the particles in the atmosphere wouldn't scatter light the same way. The familiar blue sky would turn into a dark, eerie twilight. It'd be like twilight in the middle of the day, a surreal and unsettling experience. Oh, and forget about driving anywhere. Our daily commutes would come to a sudden halt. Combustion engines need oxygen to run. Without it, they simply wouldn't function. No oxygen means your car wouldn't start. Roads would be filled with stalled vehicles. Planes in the sky? They'd be in serious trouble too. They'd be gliding, not flying. Pilots would have to make emergency landings without engine power. Now this last part needs a bit more investigation. The geological impact could be profound. It's said that the Earth's crust, which contains a lot of oxygen, would start to crumble. This could lead to massive geological upheaval. While this sounds terrifying, scientists are still debating the extent of this claim. The full impact is still a matter of research and debate. It's a complex geological issue, so let's keep our fingers crossed it's not as bad as it sounds. Alright, so let's recap. Humans would mostly be fine, but our infrastructure and environment would face serious challenges. The ripple effects would be enormous. Buildings crumbling, metals fusing, severe sunburns, dark skies, and stalled vehicles. The world as we know it would be drastically altered. It's a lot to take in for just 5 seconds without oxygen. The immediate and long-term effects would be staggering. If you found this as mind-blowing as I did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating content. We love exploring these wild scenarios with you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Stay curious and keep wondering about the world around us.